This is a video about fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of the judgment of others, and the fear of failure. It took me 3 years to get over those fears and just fucking do it. What's up guys, welcome to today's video. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time out to support me, I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Myles and I sell over $1 million each year on Amazon. On this channel, I teach everything that I've learned about how to succeed on Amazon FBA. So if that interests you and you want to learn more, then make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, like the videos, leave any comments, concerns, questions you have. I love getting them, I read them all, and I respond as helpfully as I possibly can. But in this video, I want to explain why it's taken me 3 years to gather the courage to upload this video to YouTube. And when I hear myself saying that, it sounds ridiculous, and that's because it is. But I'm going to address it today because I feel that it's something that a lot of people struggle with. So I'm going to give you my thoughts and experiences. First of all, it's completely normal to want to stay in our little comfort zone where everything is safe and comfortable, and we avoid putting ourselves at any risk to our ego, to our self-worth, any sort of harm, mentally speaking. Unfortunately, when you're there in that little bubble, that comfortable little sphere of safety, you stop growing as a person, you become complacent and you stagnate. Let me use an example to illustrate that point. So let's say that success is like climbing a mountain, but this mountain is really hard to climb. It's muddy and it takes a lot of work to get up there. You've seen the people up there and they're doing great, so you want to be up there with them. So you're climbing, and you're almost there. You've already gotten most of the way up there, but then suddenly you stop and you look around and you think to yourself, hey, I'm pretty high up already, and that next part before the top, it looks pretty muddy. I wouldn't want to slip, I wouldn't want to fall down. So instead, you think, you know what? I'm just gonna chill here. I'm gonna stay here for a while, it's okay. It's not so bad, the mud's not so bad, right? The people around me, they seem to be enjoying themselves, right? Okay, cool, that's fine. But what happens is that with your weight and the mud, slowly that weight starts to pull you back down and you don't even notice it as you start slipping. And slowly, probably too slow for you to notice, you're slipping back down that mountain as you're doing nothing to improve yourself. With the inevitable passing of time, you're just falling back down. Until one day, you look up and all of a sudden, you're back down at the bottom, looking up at the top. And then you think to yourself and you realize, I used to be up there. I was so close to the top. But in this case, it's all of those things that you never did, all of those opportunities that you passed up, those actions that you never took because you were too scared. And those missed opportunities, those are the ones that become regrets. Those questions of what if I'd done it? What if I'd taken a shot? What if I had a go? And those regrets, those dreams of unfulfilled ambitions, they don't really fade. They stay with us until the grave. I've noticed that many successful people don't seem to give a damn about anything. If they see something that they want, they go for it. If there's something that they want to do, they just do it. In these people, to whom success seems to come so effortlessly, there must be this superhuman switch that, in their case, is permanently always flicked on that just allows them to charge through life, kicking these goals left, right, and center, like achieving whatever they want without any fear, right? Nope, it doesn't work like that. Fear is completely natural. It affects us all. At its most basic biological level, fear exists to protect us from harm, from being eaten by a bigger animal or from falling off a cliff. It protects us from real mortal dangers. It's supposed to keep us safe. But in this crazy, modern, and complex world that we live in, that basic biological response has been twisted into something that harms us more than it protects us. Do you know what the biggest and most common fear is today? It's public speaking. You and I, we're more afraid of standing up and talking like this to other people than we are of death, of dying itself. Just stop and tell me if you think that sounds ridiculous. Yep, that's pretty ridiculous. So when we're facing a scary decision or an action that we need to take that's giving us fear, causing us to be afraid, we need to ask ourselves, what is the absolute worst case scenario? What's the worst that could happen? Is it gonna kill me? Is it really gonna harm my life that much? I wish I'd started asking myself those questions more than 3 years ago. I'd always had a passion for photography, and making videos and sharing them with people was a natural extension of that, but I never followed through. And then more than a year ago, I started following Kevin David, and that was another huge push for me to start producing videos and putting them up on YouTube. I was following his journey as he went from his own first video to impacting hundreds of thousands of people, and that was a huge inspiration for me. I wanted to do it for myself, and I wanted it so badly. There were so many reasons why. A new challenge for self-improvement, to help and to inspire others, to allow people to follow in the path that I followed. A second income stream, a creative outlet. But in my mind, I started telling myself limiting beliefs. Come on, Myles, you're not ready for this. You're terrible in front of a camera. You always have been. Nobody wants to listen to you. And you don't have any time. You're too busy running your own business. So I gave into that limiting belief. I thought to myself, okay, I'm not ready. Not today. Maybe someday in the future. If I can break 300K in 1 month, then maybe I'll be ready to teach others what I know. And 4 months later, I broke 300K in 1 month. Click up there if you want to know more about that. And guess what? That was more than 6 months ago, and then I still didn't start. I did actually film my first video shortly after that, and guess what? I thought it wasn't good enough because I just filmed it on my phone, and so I never uploaded it. It didn't really matter what excuses I used to try and justify it. All of that mental gymnastics that I did to try and make sense of it didn't really get around the fact that at the heart of it all, the deep-seated issue was that I was afraid. Afraid of being judged. Afraid of being not good enough to do something and being looked down upon by others. I was, in other words, afraid of being a failure. And I didn't believe that I was worthy enough or good enough to make YouTube videos. And whatever excuse I made didn't really matter. I could have the equipment, I could have the results in my Amazon business, I could have the free time, I could have everything right there, ready, sitting there waiting for me to use it, to start. But that little voice inside my head would still be like, nah, not today. You should probably wait another day. Do it some other time. And that feeling built and built within me for months as I felt myself slipping down that mountain, but felt powerless to try and climb back up. So there was one thing more than anything else that helped me after months of inaction, overcome my fears, put myself out there and start to make videos. And that one thing was to speak to somebody eye to eye, face to face, who was already successful in what I wanted to do, start a YouTube channel, and ask them the questions that realistically I already knew the answers to, but I was still holding on to them as excuses. So when you can be eye to eye with somebody who's already been successful in what you're afraid to do and have them tell you, just do it, it really makes things easier. I suppose in a way, a lot of those more ridiculous excuses that you're still holding on to just fall away, and you're left with the realization that beneath it all, it's purely your self-limiting, self-created beliefs that are holding you back. So this one's for you. Whether you're starting an Amazon business or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, if you're partway up that mountain and you can feel yourself slipping down, you can feel the weight and the mud dragging you down, you know that fear is holding you back from reaching the top, reaching that success that you desire, don't stop. Just fucking do it. And I apologize for the gratuitous swearing, but I need to emphasize just how important this really simple step is. We are all our own worst enemies. What's really holding you back from being your most successful self is you. You need to get out of your head and just do it anyway, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And when that starts to happen, when you just do it, your brain actually starts to rewire itself slowly. Your mind associates those things that you're afraid of, those things that you're afraid to step out and do, with things that I did. I stepped out and I took the shot, and nothing bad happened. And actually, there were all of these great rewards that I get to take with me for the rest of my life, and all of these things that I learned. This is a lesson that I'm still learning every day. You and I, we feel fear in exactly the same way. It's always there, hovering in the background, trying to keep us in the dark, trying to keep us constrained, but we're not going to let it. I wanted to film this today to express my gratitude for being here, for being able to share this with you, and to thank you as well for taking the time for watching this. So here's to your success. Keep climbing that mountain. The next video is coming up right now, so don't go anywhere. I'll see you there.